I had an issue on a Friday.
Yes.
Our friend Lisa Lanier was in.
Was that long ago? That is over 2 weeks. That's right. That was that long ago. When
You're just not present.
No, I guess not.
You know, Biggie and I have noticed.
I thought it was not like 4 days ago, but like the Friday
no,
before
it was
that.
the day Lisa was here. I had to go to the eye doctor, and he gave me drops.
Yes.
And I took those for 2 weeks, and it cleared up pretty quickly, but came back with a vengeance.
That's right.
24 hours after I stopped the drops.
That's right, because I remember you shot them hoop style into the trash can.
Yeah, saying that's it.
Saying that's
I
it.
did.
Done. See ya.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished. I mean, you know, I've had a few eye issues over the years. You get some drops.
That's it.
Bada boom, bada bing.
That's
you're
it.
done.
That's right.
I figured it was so this, 2 weeks after that, because you have to take these drops for a week at a certain dose, then another week for a certain dose, like all antibiotics,
Yes.
and you're done.
Yes.
So the following Monday, so almost 2 weeks then, I had to go back, and the doctor put me on the new plan, and I had to go back the day after to make sure that plan was working. I'm not sure that is.
I mean, I'm telling you what.
That was a week ago.
Yes, and that is twice now. And I can't believe that you've come in here. When it flared back up, it was a surprise.
Yeah.
Now today, it's so bad. And he's been on Valtrex. We know that.
Yep.
It's a herpes medication.
Being careful, it's very important to me because I have genital herpes.
And I don't.
He says he doesn't have genital herpes, but he does have the eye herpes.
Yeah.
He's got it. There's a problem here. And for it to recur with drops not finishing it off and with Valtrex not finishing it off, now he's got it so bad he had to lower the lights in here today.
Yeah, last night, after the sun went down, my wife was watching Braves Yankees, and it was too bright. I had to just go to bed early.
Yes.
I can't read off the computer.
No, nothing.
It's just too bright.
All light has to go away, basically. And I do think when he sees the eye doctor today, we're betting on patch. We're thinking
It's got to be a patch at this point.
I mean,
I'm
really.
not sure that's still a thing, but we never know.
Oh, it's got to be. I mean, you're light sensitive.
Maybe I should be like Bono and wear sunglasses everywhere.
I thought about that. He might put you in a pair of dark sunglasses so that will happen.
The Roy Orbisons?
Yes. So
like it.
This is something we're dealing with, and yeah. Oh, listen.
Well,
I think I've got some sort of what do they call those comfort pains or whatever? I've got a sty that just won't quit. I told you yesterday, my darn sty, and I'm having a real problem. When I blink, I have an issue. I mean, minor pain.
The only problem you are having clearly is that the lights are low. We can tell it's bothering you.
He said to me.
It's the first thing you brought out to us today.
He said to me, "Do you mind if I turn the lights lower?" I said, "Of course not." But inside, it hurts.
we know
It hurts. Of
It's
course,
change, and
I don't like it.
you
I
can't read to begin with.
Also, let me tell you this:
you were passive aggressive out of the gate with if you're watching, it's darker today.
If these cameras are on, and if you're watching, it is darker today. Also, Biggie, you'll be interested in this. I'm not saying Chris Demm is crabby and whatnot.
Crabby.
I heard you yesterday cursing at the computer and that kind of. There's a reason for it. The man's got an eye issue.
Yes.
It's a bad irritation, of course. But today I had two things ready to lead with. There's always you lead off with a couple of things, and
you want to hit him with something right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. And so
we call it a grabber.
Right. You want to do a grabber to get, first thing. And my lead was going to be pumpkin spice latte back at Starbucks. And my hot take on it was going to be, it's too early for pumpkin spice to be back at Starbucks. And so this is on the news, and so I had this penciled in for the first thing,
Yeah.
And so it comes on the news. They say, well,
This is 10 minutes ago?
Yes. And they say, you're not going to believe this, but pumpkin spice lattes are back at Starbucks already.
It's the earliest it's ever been.
It's the earliest it's ever been. And Chris Demm says out loud, as the TV reporter is saying this, Christ, what kind of person reports on something like this? Lattes.
It's advertising. First of all, it's advertising masquerading as news.
That's right.
And then every single GD news anchor has to go, it's just so crazy early.
Okay, so
It's not even fall.
in my notes, I have written that it's crazy early for these pumpkin spice lattes.
I mean, Labor Day, maybe.
So you cannot have pumpkin spice until after Labor Day. That's my take on it, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to challenge this. I think they came out earlier last year.
Incorrect. Last
Really?
year was August 25th.
Okay.
It was one day
Okay.
earlier this year.
Nope. Kelly's freezing cold take is accurate.
I have it. I have it.
Okay.
Fall starts September 22. All right, 22 September. We are almost a full month in front of it, and when they first came out with it, they started in October. Now it's moved back to the earliest it's ever been.
Well, there are a couple of different, sort of what's the word, milestones that delineate fall. Like going back to school is one.
I suppose.
Labor Day is
yes,
one.
Yes.
September is one.
And then the actual
Football is one. And then the actual. Nobody cares about the actual.
Nobody
day,
ever does.
except you and Dave.
Dave and I, we are sticklers for that.
You are.
And people say, "Oh, it's summer." No, it's not. It's not summer until June 21st. And people say, "Oh, it's fall."
Yeah, the kids are out for summer.
No,
they're not.
They're not.
Yeah. See, mine is all designated around Memorial Day and Labor Day.
Wrong.
Oh, I know, but I love it.
Not according to the calendar. I wish Dave was in here. He'd back me up on this.
He's probably hearing this and on his way.
He'd probably
Coffee flying all over the car.
He's probably he's probably gonna put the pedal to the metal now on the way in here. Duncan has gone back to their version.
Well,
of
they got the headlines a week ago.
last week. It was the earliest ever, and Panera will unveil as well today. And I say, no, sir, it is too early for pumpkin spice latte drinks.
Freezing cold take.
I'm sorry.
I
but
won't
it's the
stand for it. You don't drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee. And my
Anyone
wife
in your home in the pumpkin spice world?
yesterday, my wife bought pumpkin spice muffins from Costco and brought them home. And
those are tasty.
Well, I said to her, it's too early, but I had one.
I was going to say.
It was
You
delicious.
almost,
I got it.
you almost put your hand through the marble.
I have to tell you. I have to say, I'm not even really a pumpkin spice person, but those were really, really good. Those are really nice.
Yeah, pumpkin muffin
Yeah.
is delicious.
That is really good. It's not fall so I was all full of vim and vigor to do this, and Chris Demm, when the reporter came on and said the same thing I was going to say, just mouthed, Christ, free advertising for Starbucks is all this is. Whose falls?
Idiocy upon idiocy.
So I crossed it out.
Next.
All right. So the next thing is, this is what, and I'm not going to blame Chris Demm's pink eye for his, for the way he's for his mood. It's National Waffle Day. All right.
No.
Today is National Waffle Day.
Man, that what compliments pumpkin spice latte.
A waffle.
Fresh
with
waffle.
with the syrup. And so right after they do the pumpkin spice story, the news says, today is National Waffle Day. And Chris Demm says, God, look at this. Look at these. Are they supposed to be journalists?
This was a respected news organization.
They're doing National Waffle Day stats for God's
They
sake.
did 8 minutes on it.
8?
I like to put butter in every crack.
A lot of that.
I like to put chicken on it.
Then there was a debate, a debate between waffles and pancakes. Who likes waffles? Who likes pancakes? All of this kind. I'm a pancake person myself, but a lot of people like waffles.
It's an interesting sort of, when it comes to me, it's pancakes, waffles, French toast. They're all sort of in the same area in my mind when it comes to breakfast food. Some people put butter syrup, some people put only syrup, and some people put only butter.
That's right.
It's an interesting debate.
Well, I like the butter and syrup combo.
It's hard to beat.
Yes.
But my wife is a syrup, no butter.
Oh, really?
I prefer butter, no syrup.
You don't like syrup?
Never been a big syrup guy.
You're kidding.
I know what you're thinking.
Boy, that tone.
Yeah.
You have got to be.
This is what you do, and later you'll be fighting, quote, with me.
You gonna come in here.
Yeah, I'm not a syrup.
You're going to sit here.
You're gonna sit here
I have
and
to be in the
tell
mood
me
for
You
syrup.
don't like log cabin?
Hold on a minute. Did we have this discussion
I don't
last
like
year?
I don't like sweets in the morning. We've talked about that.
Wait a minute.
Big.
Wait a minute.
I like a firm breakfast. I like an egg, a meat.
Oh my God.
I like
Biggie,
if I'm
biggie,
having a
biggie.
bread, it's got to be just like a waffle with butter.
I feel like we
pancake
talked
with
about
butter.
this last year on Waffle Day.
Over a dozen
Probably.
donuts?
Yeah. On Donut Day.
Donut day.
On your third donut when you were saying, I don't like
sweets in the morning.
I don't like sweets in the morning.
I prefer just a butter.
Just a butter without the syrup. Now, do you like French toast, waffles, or pancakes?
If I had to lean one, it'd be a waffle.
I say
Waffle one.
But I'll tell you, here's the deal. I like an Eggo waffle. I don't like the big, fresh made waffles. Then I do pancakes.
Like a gigantic Waffle House waffle?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You're going to sit here and tell us you don't like a giant waffle?
No.
Come on
No.
now. It's us
Now
you're
listen
talking to.
later.
It's us.
Listen later when you come to me and you go, tell me about the nutritionist. Tell me how that went.
Biggie saw a nutritionist
Yes,
yesterday.
so you've already ruined it.
What you've got to do is be honest. You've got to pull back that veneer.
Yes.
You've got to pull back. You don't have to hide things. Let's be raw about this.
I don't care for syrup.
Let's be honest about this. Come on.
Now listen, I'll put extra butter on a waffle.
I know that. Okay.
But I don't like it. A syrup is too much.
You don't like a big waffle with a bunch of syrup.
No. I'd rather, if I'm going to put syrup on anything, it's going to be pancakes.
I'll tell you the truth. I say I like pancakes best because I've had them most, but honestly, French toast, when done right, is just phenomenal. I mean, it is
not. It's not even close.
It really is not.
not
It's
even
true.
close.
It's good.
I'll be honest, I've never really tried it. We were not a French toast family.
Wait a minute. You're going, hold a second. You're going to sit here and tell us with a straight face you never eaten French toast?
I don't recall.
Oh, my God.
I don't recall it ever knocking my socks off. I'll put it that way.
Man.
Oh, come on now. You're going to sit here.
It's the class of the field,
It
to me.
really is. He's right. French toast, although I've had it the least, when it's done and done well, is fantastic. The reason it's National Waffle Day, and this is what the news was going on about, and Kristen was saying, good God, why are we talking about this? It's because, and I found this interesting, on this date in 1869, a company in Troy, New York, got the patent for the waffle iron. This was the first day that the waffle, in 1869, so there were no waffles really before that. And he was the first one to do this. The
They
guy
made griddle cakes before that, right, with a batter?
Yes, that's exactly right. And so that's he got the waffle iron in 1869, and then in 1911 they created an electric waffle iron introduced by General Electric, and that's when it really took. That's when waffles really took off. And then your Eggos were invented in 1953, and they were called Froffles instead of which frozen waffle.
Frozen waffle.
But after a while, they changed the name to Eggo.
We were a Eggo family.
Well, we are too.
Yeah.
My son loves the Eggo.
How does he eat them? How does he take them, your boy?
With syrup. I mean, he puts them in the
No
toaster. No butter.
No butter.
He puts.
Does he like them real? See, I like mine really well done.
He does. He puts them in the toaster pretty warm, pretty high. And then the Belgian waffle debuted in 1964 at the World's Fair. What is that?
I'm not sure I can know the difference.
I don't either. Is it
Like
round?
the bigger, rounder one?
Yeah, I think it's bigger
Thicker?
and rounder. Yeah.
Thicker. So all of that to say that Chris Demm didn't want anything like that on the opening of this program. The pumpkin, but I'll take any of that over a pumpkin spice. Although that that darn muffin yesterday. Here I am railing against it, but that darn muffin was outstanding. Let me say that. And I'll tell you something else. I looked at the Hot 5 today. Well, every day our mentor sends in the top 5 things people are talking about, and there's only one on the list of the 5. And I hate it when I have a 1 for 5 day, or an 0 for 5 day is really bad. And it's so obvious what the one that I selected to be on our topics there. I mean, I'll go through them and you'll say, it's obvious which one it is. Yeah. Okay, here they are. The years-long feud between Kanye and Drake took a turn.
I don't think you feel qualified to speak on either of their careers, or certainly not the feud. I don't either.
It's so true. I know Kanye because of Kanye West, because of the antics. Just, my son's a big fan. They're waiting for Donda to drop. Still.
Have you heard the latest?
Well, last I heard, he was in Chicago.
Yeah, the next event for Donda, and Biggie, I think, is on the telephone, but the next event for Donda, the listening party, is at Soldier Field, where the Bears play.
Yes.
And the rumor is, and I think I've seen a photograph, that Kanye has recreated his childhood home on the 50-yard line. I'm assuming it'll be out of the way before the Bears' home opener.
Well, they're getting pretty close to the season here. I mean, the Bears are... I guess maybe they're done for the preseason at home. They just had a home game. I watched them play the other day. They've had 2 home games. Now they're on the road. And so Kanye has built his childhood home at the 50-yard line of Soldier Field. The truth is, I was listening the other day to a competitor of ours, and they were interviewing somebody who's on that show, Outer Banks. This show is on Netflix.
Okay.
And I've never watched it.
Like a teen soap?
It's a teen soap, which a lot of people tell me you would really love Outer Banks.
Yeah, it seems built for you.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, you're watching?
Watching.
Devour.
Finished it. I've been to season 1. I've been to season 2. Just came out a few weeks ago. Already done with that.
That might be my next one. Well, a radio competitor was interviewing one of the stars of Outer Banks. I caught a little bit of this. And
good get.
Very nice get. Okay. I wanted her. Okay.
She's great, too.
Yeah.
She's a really good actress.
Big into the show.
Yes, she's a main character.
I liked her on the radio interview, and I thought, I really wish we could get this girl.
The show is made for you.
Outer Banks.
You would love it.
Young teens.
Crooked folks.
Some misbehavior.
Yeah.
Some naughtiness.
Bad geography.
Oh, yeah. They never go to the Outer Banks.
Well, we live in North Carolina.
That's right.
And that's where this is set, is on the Outer Banks. So for one, it's like, they go to Chapel Hill for something, and they're there in like 20 minutes.
Right. No. That's
a few
like
hours. It's going to bug you.
Yeah.
And they'll get from like the Outer Banks to Charleston in like 10 minutes.
In listening to that interview, she said that they wanted to film on the Outer Banks, and for whatever reason, they couldn't reach an agreement with the town, and so they didn't. They went to Charleston, to South Carolina.
But I'll tell you, treasure, gold, got it all. You're gonna love it.
I thought you were talking about strip clubs. When you said treasure, I was like,
treasure and gold.
I was like, oh yeah, that's okay. I'm in. I'm totally in. Anyway, this is what I was going to say. She was talking about the host said, "Who's the most famous person you've met since this show has taken off?" And she said, "Well, Drake slid into my DMs." And
that's an honor.
Drake slid into her DMs, which of course I don't know what that really means. And I thought to myself, I know the pudgy 40-something-year-old host on this program, and I thought, should you be talking about Drake sliding into this girl's DMs? He's like, Drake slid into your DMs, OMG. No way. But I don't really know Drake that well. I mean, I know he's huge.
He's a monster.
I know he's huge.
Incredibly popular guy. I don't know his music.
I don't know it either.
I'll tell you, you know how big he is. We just had to put up or shut up question yesterday.
Yeah.
Where Ed Sheeran said, who do you not go against?
Yeah.
And it was Adele, or when you release an album, who do you, what day do you avoid?
Yeah.
Drake, Adele, and Taylor Swift. He is giant.
Yeah, he is. Huge, but I don't have too much knowledge.
I think he has more broad popularity than Kanye by a mile.
I think you're right.
Yes.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I only know Kanye because of the crazy things he does. So that's off the table, Kanye and Drake.
And the feud.
The feud between them.
Apparently, now, what I read is Kanye listed Drake's home address.
Oh, well.
On the internet.
Yeah, he did.
I should really have that.
So that's
that's really big. That is
an unusual feud.
Well, you're right.
Well, Drake built this unbelievable mansion in Toronto, where he's from.
Mm-hmm.
I would think people would know where it is, anyways. And Drake laughed it off, literally.
Really?
He went on his Instagram stories and just started laughing, and that was his response. Because, look, you can find Drake's mansion. That thing is giant.
$100 million house.
It's unbelievable.
$100 million.
He shot a video in it. It's maybe one of the most spectacular homes I've ever seen.
I didn't have that story. I should have that story. That's pretty good. Droopy Eye saw this story. I didn't see it. I mean,
yeah. I got background.
He's leaking fluid out of his eye. He's got it. You got background on it. I have nothing. Big Tex. We're talking about Chris Demm's eye now. The poor man has been on drops for more than 2 weeks. I'm as concerned as I've ever been. Big Tex.
That's true.
Tell us now. What are your thoughts on it?
Hey, good morning, Hoss. How are you this morning?
All right. Thank you.
Hey, my sister had chronic pink eye. Probably over a 6-month period, she got it like 2 or 3 times, and they were trying to figure out how she was getting this. And just like Mr. Demm there, she had a couple cats in the house, and they narrowed it down to it was the cat piss in the litter box.
Really?
So they go in there and scratch. They'd scratch around, and of course the cats come out, and they just fall over your furniture, fall over your table. You touch it, you don't know it, you touch your eye, and there you go.
Wow.
Oof.
Have you ever? I never would have thought that. That's interesting.
I mean, it has occurred to me, but I've had cats in my life since I'm about 5 years old.
He has been a longtime cat owner.
They're 5 years old.
Yeah,
the kittens.
Could it be something just now that
anything's possible?
I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Big Tex.
That's an interesting idea. I didn't know that.
It's not something his sister just said, is it? It's the cats, Daddy.
Really, she's out doing something.
Something she ain't supposed to do with a boy.
I have the herpes from the cat.
From the cat. Cat peed. I cleaned the litter box.
Yeah, I do clean the litter box.
Well, that's true. That is your job.
Remember when he first had this irritation? This just sprang back to my memory. I know your wife. You said, "Man, my eye really hurts." She goes, "What did cat hair get in it?" Good night. She didn't care.
Yes, zero sympathy.
She didn't have any sympathy. I'm sure she's more sympathetic now that the lights.
A little bit, slightly more than you.
She and I really see eye to eye a lot of it. She got no time for any of this.
What's going to happen is not to get too personal, but our wedding anniversary is tomorrow night.
Oh, that's right.
And we have, reservations at a nice restaurant.
This
if
is
I look like this, if I feel like this,
You're not going.
I don't want to sit in a restaurant like this.
Well, the lights will be low. There is that.
Sit in a darkened corner.
Of course, you can't read the menu. She has to read the menu, and she has to feed you, which you'll prepare for later. You know, in life, because you're a little older than she is, as Biggie's pointed out.
Yeah, significantly.
She signed up for this.
Do they have fish?
She knew it was coming.
Yes, they have fish.
You can't read a menu. Not like this. This is your 20th wedding anniversary.
It is.
Oh, it's a big deal. This is a big deal. So tomorrow night, well, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
The other things on the list here today, I didn't get into Kanye and Drake.
So next.
Afghanistan.
Nah, next.
No, it's too serious for you.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson gave an open-top bus full of tourists in Los Angeles the surprise of their lives when he rolled up next to them and said hello from his truck. I would have done this. I didn't see it.
You love The Rock.
I love The Rock.
Yeah.
I didn't see that story until way too late.
So next.
The governor of Hawaii says, stop coming to Hawaii.
Nah.
COVID.
Too COVID.
Yeah.
Are you
Which
ready?
only leaves one.
Jeopardy. You know I'm on this like a hawk on a rabbit. You know I'm on this.